As you will be inducted officially into the College Football Hall of Fame in December. So first of all, congratulations. I know it's got to be a really exciting time, and we appreciate you being here with us. The first time that you've been back in the stadium since you were coaching here. What's it feel like to be back for such an honor to go into the College Football Hall of Fame?
Well, it's great to be back. Like you said, this is my first time since 18 when we played, and the atmosphere is good. I had a chance to walk around outside, which you never do.
Sure.
And but I'm excited to be back. It'll be a lot of fun tonight.
You probably don't have a lot of time to walk around because people probably stop you everywhere you go if you try to walk through the crowd.
It's not that bad. I'm so old, most people don't remember.
Oh, no way, no way.
Coach, it's hard to have a Hall of Fame career without having people behind you to support you. You've been married for, what is it, almost 30 years, 40 years, something like that?
43 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So your wife, Susan, I was reading up on you, and she questioned your play call against Virginia Tech at the end of one of the games. I thought it was pretty funny. Tell me about that dynamic, the support that she's shown you over the years.
Well, I think, as you said, you can't do anything by yourself, and we had a great support. I had a great support network with Susan. I have a daughter, Caitlin, and all the great assistant coaches and all the people you worked with. But I'll never forget the night you're talking about. We'd worked one Bud Foster's famous blitzes, and we'd worked all week, and we caught him in it and checked for a quick trap, and the guard didn't pull.
Oh.
So we get killed, and we're going home, and she's quiet in the car, and she goes, "Even I know you don't run it up the middle on third down." I almost ran the car off the road.
Well, I've got to ask you about your dear friend, Coach Rick. Is he ducking you? What was he doing? He didn't want to come to Georgia Tech. I mean, is the Georgia Tech that deep? What's the deal, man?
You know, I saw him in Statesboro on Thursday night.
Unbelievable.
He was down at Georgia Southern. I think he, he still wanted to go to Jacksonville to that. He can't get that Georgia-Florida out.
That's right, no doubt.
Well, Coach, what were some of your favorite memories? I know you said this is your first time back in the stadium since you were the coach. Do you have any great memories that come to mind?
Oh, a lot of great memories here, but I think in '09 we upset Virginia Tech here when they were ranked number 3 or 4 on a Thursday night. It was a great atmosphere. We upset Clemson here night as well. I'm going to try to get all these guys.
Coach. Come on this way.
He just
Come on this way,
Coach.
Hey, we didn't get you, but we never lost to Florida State in the regular season.
Yeah, we got y'all in the ACC championship game.
I
Yes,
like
sir.
that. I like that. You see it down at the bottom, ACC Coach of the Year 3 times, and that is pretty impressive stuff. But, Coach, to be in the College Football Hall of Fame, what does that mean to you? What was it like here in that game?
It's a very humbling experience. It's very gratifying. After you coach for 40 years, you don't really think about it when you're coaching. But, I was just looking over at the stadium, and to see my name beside Calvin Johnson, pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty special. That might be the only thing Calvin and I have in common.
Well, Coach, I know you've probably heard this before, but I remember when I was at Florida State, we would always have a little session in practice just to prepare for Georgia Tech, especially when we played y'all in 3 or 4 weeks. We started preparing for it. When you think back to the quarterbacks that you had to run that offense, what did you look for as far as guys from the high school level, whoever you had being your starting quarterback? Because that's a specific offense.
Right. We just wanted good players. Not very many people did it in high school. So we wanted dual threat guys who didn't mind running and could throw the ball a little bit. And we're very fortunate. I mean, we went through a lot of good guys, but Josh Nesbitt, who was a great player, Justin Thomas, Tevin Washington, Quan Marshall played at the end. We had a lot of guys that were very successful, sir.
Coach, head coach for 21 years. Coach Key is just getting his start being a head coach. How long did it take you to find your identity as the head man?
I don't know. I think it takes a little time. I was fortunate. My first head coaching job was at Georgia Southern, and we had some really, really good players. And so I think when you have a lot of good players, it makes it a little easier. But it takes some time. I think, he'll find his footing and get comfortable with what he wants to do. And I think he'll do a good job here.
Coach, one thing in particular that we've discussed a handful of times on this show, North Carolina is 2-12 against you guys. They just don't have that success in Atlanta the last couple of times there. What is it about Atlanta? Because there was a while Clemson and my Tigers couldn't win here either. What's the deal when you guys are at home?
Well, it used to be a tough place to play, and hopefully it'll get back that way again. I was from North Carolina. I always wanted to beat those teams. You know, we had a lot of good fortune against them. It seemed like that, you know, we get a lot of breaks and things would happen, and just one of those things that worked out.
Magic powers, I got you.
A little something extra in those games sometimes. Coach, you mentioned you always wanted to win games like that. You've been away from coaching for a little while now. When you're back and you're in the atmosphere, what's the one thing you miss? I know it's probably not the early morning practices and the prep, but when you're here on game day, is there one thing that you really kind of get nostalgic about?
I miss the competition and the game strategy back and forth, and the relationship with the players and assistant coaches.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I think you miss the most, and especially the players. You know, watching them grow up, so to speak, and just to get better every week. And then it's so much fun to see how they do after they leave and graduate and how successful they've been.
Coach, what would your strategy be when you're going against a great quarterback like this in Drake May? If you have just a generational type dude, you know, top 3 draft pick, whatever it is, what would you always want your defenses to do to that guy?
Well, to try to eliminate the explosives for one. And I think you got to mix it up. If he gets comfortable with what you're doing, he's going to rip you apart. So you got to be able to apply some pressure and disguise it, and at times, you know, drop 8 and just kind of mix it up on him, because if you do the same thing, he's a great player. He's going to get you.
Coach, can you watch games and enjoy them? Or can you watch games and enjoy them, or are you always kind of scheming in your head?
It's hard not to play them in your head, but I try not to.
It's probably hard to step away from that. Well, Coach, we hope you can step away and enjoy tonight and the next couple months leading up to December. What a great honor to be in the College Football Hall of Fame. We appreciate your time today.
Well, thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you.